Hey guys, so today I've been seeing this ad or I'm sure you might have seen it on Instagram maybe, but or maybe you haven't because targeted ads, am I right? But I seem to see them advertising these straightening combs, and I was looking into this I think last year or beginning of this year, and I was just kind of wondering I think the first time I saw this I was actually in residence, and I like the results were pretty cool. So, and if it works as well as they advertise that it does, then there's basically no need to trim anymore, or at least not as much trimming of the beard. So we're gonna just plug this in and see if it works. It says you only have to preheat it for about 15 seconds. So I'm guessing that you just turn it on there and you got the little indicator light. But it's already pre-combed right now, and we want to give this a bit of a challenge. So we're just gonna fluff it out here. Okay, so now that we have a clear challenge ahead for it, once it's ready to go, we're going to see if it's actually up to snuff. Apparently you could also use this on your hair as well. So hopefully the beard oil doesn't make a difference. But yeah, I was reading this because I was like, I'm just going to try not to burn myself with this thing. Anyway, so we're just going to give this a go. It's pretty warm.
So just to put in a little side note here, apparently on the box it says that you're supposed to keep your hair dry and neatly groomed before using this product. That's something that I didn't do, as you could clearly see from what I did in this video. It's probably best that you follow the recommendations. I didn't, but that's just was the choice that I made. So I guess, use your discretion or whatever, you got your own decisions. It also says in the box that if you want straight hair to last longer, please use hair styling lotion and softener lotion and wash clean before hair straightening. So I guess you could try that if you want to and see if your results are improved.
I think that they could adjust the width of this a bit more because if you keep it on your skin too long, it gets pretty hot. But it does seem like it is working, although maybe I'm not doing it right. So it does work. It's just the question is is it working to the extent that you'd expect it to? Somewhat. So for example, like there's frillies on the side there, probably because I'm not doing as much attention near the back because I'm afraid of burning myself more. But I think that's the main trick of this is you have to just use it enough to the point where you're not as afraid of burning yourself. Because initially you're like, oh, I don't want to actually touch it to my scalp, even though it says to, or you don't want to touch it to your face, whatever the situation is, but you have to. It's hard to get the bottom stuff though. Because it's to the point where it's been plugged in long enough that it's pretty hot now, so you don't want to take too long of combs, because the longer comb stroke or whatever you want to call it, the more time for the heat to really for you to really feel it on your skin. It's not like painful or anything. It's just you feel it is quite warm, and the longer you leave it there, the more you feel it. So you just kind of take it away. It's kind of like when you're checking if you ever feel a kettle, you just kind of graze it a little bit, kind of maybe feel it, maybe kind of just a quick touch, just to kind of see where you're at. There's definitely a bit of a trick to it, I think. I don't know if I've fully gotten that down yet. I think I might just trim up the back a bit more because the back is not a place where I really want to go to straighten as much. I want to avoid going near the ears. I should probably be going slower with this. You see, you're not supposed to hold on an angle. I felt it a bit more that time. It wasn't like really bad, but like you feel it. You gotta be careful. They do tell you, so.
Perfect. Perfect.
Alright, so I think that's good enough of a bit of a test for right now. So overall, what do I think? Compared to what I started with, which was like, it has straightened it. So, but it might require a bit of playing around with to get it the way you want it to, but I think what is nice is it does prevent it from looking a bit thinner in some places. It feels nice, like it feels a little bit smoother, I think, so that's nice. It definitely feels like it's kind of taken out a lot of whatever the curls would add to being, like making it feel like it has more knots. It doesn't feel like that, that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's, I don't know, it's like, it takes away a lot of like the tension and knotting out of the beard, which is nice. It just feels nicer. So if you just want your beard to look a bit cleaner and feel a bit nicer, it's probably a pretty good purchase. It was like maybe like a $30-some comb, something like that, which compared to some of the other prices, or one of the prices I've seen before on Amazon for a different brand, it's like it's probably on the better side. Some of the combs might be around more the $40-some, $50-some range, so it's definitely not too bad. I think considering, like, it did take a while to get in the mail, but with everything that's going around right now, understandable, mail's getting held up and stuff like that. It also is probably shipping from the States, so understandable. I'm not really somebody who's normally super fussy with shipping, especially when it's coming from elsewhere. It's like, yeah, I'd love to get it sooner, but if I don't, it's like, there's worse things in life. Although there's probably some times where I'm very hypocritical about this, like when a new game's dropping or something like that. When a new game's coming out, you're like, I want it at the door now. But anyway, I digress. Overall, to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, price range included, I feel like it's a 7. I don't know, that's just what came to mind. I feel like it's a pretty good 7, considering that, you know, like, it's compact, you can bring it with you if you're traveling. I think it requires a bit of practice to learn, like, the amount of heat that maybe works for you, or how much to apply, how long to apply. But overall, it does what it says. It does straighten it. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't get as much of the frillies on the side here, but then again, maybe that's my fault for not applying enough pressure on the sides or enough repetition. But overall, it's not a bad comb. It's definitely not a bad comb. Is it as good as the advertising made me think it was? Not quite, but then again, everybody's beard might be a little bit different and behave a bit differently. It definitely looks straighter, looks better. I think I just might need to do a little bit of trimming to kind of get it looking a bit more how I'd like it to look. Like, I'm gonna probably take it in on the sides here and stuff, just so you don't have a lot of the whatever. But overall, not too bad. Not too bad. Would I recommend this comb? Either this comb or one similar to it, if you could get a good price, and if you're interested in it, that would, I think, be a big determining factor. But thanks for tuning in to whatever you want to call this beard straightening tutorial / product review. You all have a great one. Okay. All right. So just as Grandma may have told you, or Grandpa in this case, there's no good substitute for a good trim. So I came to the realization that just with the amount of frilliness on the sides, I guess it wasn't long enough to get tapered down, or maybe I didn't, like I said, maybe I didn't apply enough brushes to it. But I trimmed it up a little bit, so I took a lot off on the sides and stuff like that. In this lighting, it looks pretty clean, but in reality, there's some, like, still a bit of whatever volume here, so I'll try now to use it and see if that makes a difference. Because now there's a lot less for it to fight against. Okay, so the combination of the comb and some trimming, ideally of course, is the best way to get the best look, which makes sense. It looks a lot better in this lighting right now than it actually does, but ain't that the truth though. It's pretty clean. It does a pretty good job. If if you are methodical with it and use it well, it definitely helps clean things up a little bit. But it's not perfect. But then again, when is anything ever? So I think I'd still keep my like 7 out of 10. It's like a 6 or 7 out of 10, I'd say. That's probably what I give it. But yeah, I recommend that if you have the extra change and you're interested, give it a try. If you just search up like beard straightening comb, it'll look like this. It'll be one of the first that probably come up. I think it's from like Timeless Matters or something like that. Something like that is the website. Maybe I'll link it in the description. Maybe. I'm not sponsored. That's a key thing to state here. But yeah, okay, I'm rambling. It's a pretty good comb. It's alright. You know, it's just whatever it is. But yeah, have a good one.